Hello and welcome to this July 8th, 2010 video version of InvestEd Central's Chart of the Day. I'm Tom Boley, InvestEd Central's Chief Market Strategist, and it's my pleasure to provide you with today's Chart of the Day. This Chart of the Day is brought to you by StockCharts.com, simply the web's best financial charts. Today we are featuring PRGO Company, ticker symbol PRGO. This is a $5.2 billion healthcare company. Taking a look at the chart, you can see back at the beginning of 2010, PRGO started on an upward ascent. Actually, one of the better performing stocks in the market for the first 4 months of 2010. The stock rose from $37.50 in the first week of January to just about $65 at the end of April. So a very nice move, probably about an 80% move in 4 months. So very nice indeed. Volume trends very strong on this move, and this entire move up was really we never saw any significant selling at all, with prices continuing to trade at or above the 20-day moving average all the way until we peaked at the end of April. So this whole uptrend really constitutes an intermediate term flagpole. And at the top of this flagpole, I think what's really interesting, I didn't highlight it here, but as you move up here and you see PRGO continuing to put in these highs, there were actually 4 consecutive highs, one at the beginning of April, then one again in mid-April, another one late April, and then again in the second week of May. Notice how with those 4 consecutive higher prices, we had 4 consecutive lower MACD readings. So what it was telling us was that the momentum was beginning to slow. Even though prices kept moving higher, we were starting to see slowing momentum on PRGO, and as a result, it led to this flag formation where we've just been going sideways for a while. Now, a couple key areas to the downside that I think are worth noting. After the gap up, and this is a continuation type of a gap where we had a prior uptrend already in play, we gapped up and then had a very bullish looking candle. This is close to a Mirabozu candle, where you open on the low and close on the high. We didn't quite do that, but it was still a very bullish looking candle. This came on very, very heavy volume, and that led to some additional strength in the near term. But that gap support here, the top of the gap, which is at about 54, I think the actual number is 54.21, that's a key level to hold on to as we go forward. So we want to keep an eye on this gap support level. Also, the reaction low that we saw off of the negative divergence back in early May, that low candle body came in at 55.21. So we've got 54.21 gap support, 55.21 price support, and take a look at what happened on Wednesday. PRGO put in a low, an intraday low, at 54.90. So right in the middle of that gap support and price support from 54.21 to 55.21. We went right down there in the middle of it. We held, we reversed back up, closed at 56.44, and we made that reversal on some very nice volume. The other thing is that in this weakness, this recent period of back and forth sideways consolidation, you can see that we've had the RSI go from where it spent about 2.5 months, almost all of 2.5 months above 70. So we were very, very overbought. Now what we've seen is a stock that has been consolidating for a long time, and now the RSI is all the way back down to 40, which is where we have found support on this stock over the course of the last 6 to 8 months. So I do think that from a risk-reward standpoint, PRGO looks pretty good from the long perspective. But definitely keep your stops in place. This has been a incredibly whipsaw market on both sides, whether you're long or short. I prefer actually just trading small positions now, letting this market settle down. It may be a few months before we get a market that I think is much, much more appropriate in terms of risk. But in the meantime, if you want to trade, keep your position small, keep your stops in play, and watch these key support levels. I hope you've enjoyed our presentation today. Be sure to check out our chart of the day every day at InvestEdCentral.com. While you're there, sign up for our free weekly Market Pulse newsletter and have the chart of the day emailed directly to you. Happy trading.